welcome to this segment of Eat Right with Rouse's. I'm your host, Keith Weissite. Thanks so much for joining us as we welcome in our favorite dietitian with Rouse's, April Sins. April, how are you?
Hey, Keith, I'm doing great. I just realized I have the same shirt on as I have in the intro, so you know it's definitely me.
It is absolutely you. We know that that's you. I like it.
Yes.
And we know that this time of year is all about celebrating and enjoying Mardi Gras, but you've got a great tip for a wonderful recipe for Mardi Gras.
Yes. Okay. So what do most people think of when you think of Mardi Gras? You think of like the beads, the parades and everything, but a lot of people think of food, right?
Right.
So it's great to have some great recipe options to be able to make during Mardi Gras that kind of still feel festive. But I'm going to show you something that's kind of like festive, but better for you option at the same time. And so that makes for a great combination. So what we're going to be making today is called a Mardi Gras Slaw slider. Okay.
Oof.
Now, I know, right?
The Mardi Gras Slaw slider.
You're like, okay, I got to have that.
Yes, yes.
So I like to keep it really simple. And one of my favorite things to grab at Rouse's is a rotisserie chicken. And so I actually grabbed this one in the cold box. You can find them hot or cold. And then I brought it home. I put it in my oven and heated it up in a pan. And so, and then now I just sliced it up. So it's a great way to sort of save time. But if you want to start off with some raw chicken breasts, or if you already have some leftover chicken in the fridge that you need to use, this is a great recipe to use it. Now, the other ingredients we're going to be combining is going to be the slaw, of course. So I'm going to show you the dressing that we're going to make. So it's not going to be like a pre-made dressing. We're actually going to make our own slaw dressing, okay?
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so I have just a little bowl with a whisk right here. And in that bowl, I'm going to place a half cup of some mayonnaise. Now, this is going to make several sliders. So you'll be able to feed, several people with these, or you can use them as appetizers before the parade. I know I like to eat something before we go to the parade. That way we're not starving whenever we're standing there waiting. So This is a great option. I'm going to put in some everything bagel seasoning. You can look for the Rouse's brand in this. I use this in just lots of recipes. Whenever I have a recipe that just needs a little something extra, I throw in the everything bagel seasoning. It has onion, poppy seeds in it, garlic. I mean, it's really a good seasoning.
Yep.
Another thing we're going to be using is 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. You need a little bit of sweetness in there. We're also going to be adding 1 tablespoon of some Rouse's apple cider vinegar. You can also use some rice vinegar if you like, or whatever vinegar you have at home. And then I'm also going to be adding in some more sweetness by using some Rouse's pineapple. Okay, so this is crushed pineapple with the juice in it. It has 100% juice in it, not added sugar. So that's what I really like about that. Now I'm just going to stir this together, and it comes together really, really easily. Look at that nice slaw dressing right there. I'm going to set that aside. Now I'm going to add in my coleslaw that's already chopped for me. If you want to start off with a head of cabbage, you can do that. I also grabbed, this is about 3 cups. I also grabbed some purple or red cabbage, whatever you call it. I call it purple cabbage, but it's really red cabbage, right?
It looks purple.
It looks purple to me, yes. And it looks so Mardi Gras, too, in this.
That's right. The reds and the greens and the whites.
Yes, we're getting all the colors in here, all the Mardi Gras feels. Take that slaw dressing that we just made and throw that in there with it, toss it around, and you're probably going to you might just want to make this slaw as like a side dish for another day or something too. Always make some extra, and you can also serve this on the side of the sandwiches as well. But I like to put it on the sandwich, but you can also serve it on the side. And it makes just this beautiful slaw. Yeah. Okay, now once you have that made, you can actually make that a little bit ahead if you want to. I'm going to be using some bagels, okay? So it's not going to be like a slider bun, but it's going to be a bagel. And I'm just going to top it with my chicken that I have right here, my rotisserie chicken, keeping it simple. And then I take that slaw and put that on top. And you have this awesome, you can leave it whole if you want, but what I do is I slice it in 4 to make it into small sliders. Okay.
Okay.
And then you have this nice, really easy, you could take some toothpicks and put them in there if you want to and kind of make them fancy. But really easy, family friendly, and just really simple to make. It's falling apart on me because it's so good. All right. But look at this, just a delicious little slider right here with look at that. Look at that coleslaw hanging out. I want you to eat it. Okay. But yeah, it just makes like a really nice little sandwich and just a really nice, great pre-parade Mardi Gras food. So it's really, really a fun way and a really simple recipe. This could also be just a weeknight recipe, just kind of keeping it really easy, making some little sliders.
Yeah, and again, I love the wonderful part about being able to go to Rouse's and pick up one of those rotisserie chickens. And again, the hot versus the cold, for me, the only difference is whether I'm going to be using it that day or not. And because it's so much easier to cut, slice, and pull apart when it's warm. And so I love the idea of getting a cold one. You can just heat it up for a little bit. It takes very little time. Or you can buy one that's warm, pull it apart, and you can do that right away. I mean, it takes all a total of about 5 minutes to put together, and then you're ready. Right?
It's true. It's absolutely true. In the oven, I just heated mine for 350 for about 30 minutes inside of a pan, and it made the top all nice and crispy and just really, really just made for a nice texture.
Wonderful idea to make Mardi Gras really nice with the Mardi Gras coleslaw sliders. Very nice. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, April.
Thank you, Keith. You have a great day.
You too. All right, that'll do it for this particular segment of Eat Right with Rouse's. Don't go anywhere. A lot more local programming right here on HTV.